There is evil in this world. I never much liked the Disney princesses. The villains were always much more my style. Starting with a clean, well-exfoliated and moisturized face, I'm going to take a matte foundation that's a bit lighter than my skin tone to mimic Maleficent's very pale appearance. I'm using a wet beauty blender sponge to pounce the product into the skin. I'm so happy that they didn't make her skin green. After all, the most evil people I know in real life don't have green skin. The most important part of this look is to get those really chiseled cheeks. You want to start by feeling around for your cheekbones. I'm feeling for the hollows all around my cheekbones, starting from the outer corner of the eye and swooping down and around to the hollows of the cheekbone. You want to contour this whole entire area to make it look like it's protruding. So taking a contour stick or a darker concealer or a foundation would work. I'm marking all the areas that I want to make look deeper. I'm also adding a little bit of that darker shade to the tip of my nose to make it look a bit shorter, and also along the sides but a little bit further from my nose bridge, just to make it look a little bit wider but more defined. I also added a little bit underneath the lip just to cast a shadow under there to give the illusion of fuller lips. A little is going along my chin just to make my face look overall a bit shorter. Also, you want to make sure to get the temples. Honestly, all I did was use a photo of Angelina Jolie as Maleficent for reference. With a small angled synthetic brush, I'm blending these lines out. Don't be afraid to use your fingers too. Just be gentle. You shouldn't need to apply a lot of pressure to blend everything out. Let the bristles of the brush and the heat from your fingers do the work for you. So you've sunken in your cheekbones, but you want to make them look like they're really protruding from your face and catching the light. So I'm dabbing this white foundation to what's supposed to be the very highest points of Maleficent's cheeks. Now I'm setting all of these creamy products in place with a translucent powder. This is the one that I use almost all the time. I'm just pressing it over the skin with a beauty blender. You can also use a powder puff or roll a powder brush over your skin. What we're doing is just setting everything in place and creating a nice dry surface for us to blend powder products on top of to really intensify this contouring and shading that we're doing. With a fluffy eyeshadow brush for precision, I'm dusting over the contoured parts with a matte gray eyeshadow. Shadows on the face have a more gray undertone to them, so this makes the shading look a little bit more believable. To make the contours stand out more, I'm crispening up the lines with a little bit of white eyeshadow. And then I'm also going over the highlighted points just to bump up the intensity a little bit. Now I'm filling in my brows with my regular brow pencil. Angelina's brows were very natural looking in color in the film, but I do recommend going for a little bit more of an arched shape just to mimic Angelina's and also make yourself look a little bit more villainous. They weren't overly dramatic though, so you don't want to look like a cartoon. The look was actually quite soft, besides all that heavy contouring and the bold red lip, of course. Maleficent is contoured and evil, but she's not dead. For a slight bit of warmth, I'm dusting over the contoured areas with this more brown contour powder. For the eyes, I'm smoothing on my new favorite eyeshadow primer onto my lids, and for a more defined, deeper looking eyelid, kind of like Angelina's, I'm lining along my sockets with a taupe eyeliner pencil and blending it in with a pencil brush. You can honestly use a brown pencil or even an eyeshadow, it really doesn't matter. You just want to make this look a little bit more defined. Then for shadows, I'm going to start by blending on some brown eyeshadows all over the lid up into the crease and also around the lower lash line. I'm just building up the intensity until I get it to where I like it. And then I'm adding a lighter shade to the inner half of the lids for a more subtle highlight. To elongate the look of the eyes for a more dramatic stare, I'm taking a dark brown eyeshadow onto an angled liner brush and I'm creating a small point at the inner corners. Then dipping the same brush into a black eyeshadow, I'm pressing my way along the upper lash line for some soft definition, and then I'm extending the line just a little bit further out past the outer corners just to get a nice small wing. Then you can go ahead and coat your lashes with lots and lots of black mascara. And by the way, my lenses are by Desio in the color Forest Green. I'm finishing off the eyes by applying 2 sets of false lashes to get the look that I want. I first went in with some wispy long ones just to add a bit of length and volume over the entire lash line. And then I took these flared dramatic half lashes and I applied them on top towards the outer corners. When everything is on, you can use your thumb and pointer finger to just pinch the lashes together to bring them as close to your natural lash line as possible. And last but not least, the final step in the makeup look is the bright red lip with a bit of sheen to it. Angelina had very full pouty lips, so you can cheat outside of your lip line a little bit. I'm going to stick with my natural lip shape. And of course, add the headpiece and whatever other items you might have to wear for this costume. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful, and as always, I look forward to talking to you again very, very soon. Bye!